It's time for playoff dangits. Unless you're in Canada, then no, not yet. Hello again, Steve Dangle here, and welcome to another episode of Steve's Dangits, where we look at the biggest dangits from around the league. Just in case you've never seen one before, what is a dangit? Well, it's something that makes you say dang it. It can be a blooper, it can just be something funny, it can be something serious, it can be a dang it. It's just something you gotta feel, man. So before we get started with our playoff dangits, we do have one more regular season dangit, and it's a good one. The Toronto Maple Leafs and Winnipeg Jets playing against each other in their final warm-up game before the postseason, and you want to look crisp. And this play from Morgan Riley, I'm just gonna let you watch it.
And I've felt this as a player is it's not necessarily what you said, because players won't remember the words, but they'll always remember.
Here's a chance in front, score! Mason Appleton finds the top of the net, and the Jets have tied this game up 1-1.
Man, this is the right time of year, isn't it, for your third line to catch fire? They haven't been scoring with regularity, but a good flush from behind the net. Adam Lowry right there intercepts, creates the turnover, and then skating downhill on it is Mason Appleton. Nothing overly fancy here. Get to the puck.
Okay. So, what was that? All of that. Everything to do with it. That was Homer Simpson chasing after a pig. That was fumbling your coffee, and as you try to catch it, you drop your phone and your wallet down the sewer. In the immortal words of Milhouse, it started to fall over, and then it fell over. That's a dangit. But that was just a regular season game. Now, all the dangits are higher stakes. Oh, I think producer Drew will like the first playoff one. How about this? Jordan Binnington in game one, at the end of game one, against the Colorado Avalanche. At the end of the game, there's a little brouhaha in the Colorado Avalanche crease. Obviously, the game is out of reach. It's 4-1 for the Avalanche, and Grubauer gets into a little something. So you know what that means. Jordan Binnington is gonna act like he's about to fight somebody.
5 seconds to go in game one. Up top for Sanford, the long wrister blocked away, and that is going to do it. They've got some pushing and shoving as Grubauer gets into it with Clifford.
Here comes Binnington.
And Binnington's coming down the ice. He wants a piece. Streaking into the Avalanche zone. The Avs have won 4-1, and Grubauer and Binnington start challenging each other. The referees riding each goalie away as Binnington taunts. Bodies on the near side. Sanford going at it. And now everybody separates. Belmar is in a headlock. Clifford had his lid ripped off, and he's talking to Patrick Nemeth. It's a 4-1 Colorado Avalanche win in game one of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Giannis Donskoy was involved. You don't see that too often like that. Most importantly, the Avs get the win for Nathan MacKinnon, his 42nd career game-winning goal.
And Mo, it's just a three-point night for Nathan MacKinnon. But the playoffs, I don't know what it is. As good as he is. Now, Clifford, you know they're going to do this, Mo. This is just all part of it. The Avalanche, they come in, they're grabbing Clifford, but here comes Binnington. The referee said, don't you dare. I'm telling you right now, you take one more step.
If you're a goaltender, oh, that doesn't apply here? It could, Drew. It could, it's shoehorning. You're right. Dude, someone fight this guy. Just someone, anyone. Every time I bring this up, someone's like, he fought in the minors once. Okay. But this dude has challenged more NHL players to a fight than your uncle who watched the moon landing live. And I have a tip to appease people, and he doesn't even have to get into the actual fight. I think the biggest problem people have with Jordan Binnington and the whole fight thing is they don't believe him. So next time, who knows how game 2 is gonna go, take off the glove, blocker, and mask. Then it's at least on the other guy to join you. But the fact we got why I oughta again and didn't get to see a goalie fight, that's a dang it. Now, the Caps Bruins series. Oh, this is full of them. How about we go nice and early with this one? Charlie McAvoy's stick was not playoff ready.
Charlie Coyle in there for Boston as well. Coyle's got it back to the point. McAvoy's stick explodes. A break for the Capitals. It's Wilson in on the wing. Hands it off. Got it back. Scores! Tom Wilson with the opening goal of the playoffs.
Well, you mentioned how kind of dynamic player Wilson could be. What an unfortunate break. The stick of McAvoy shatters, and they use it to their advantage. They go right into his feet, gives the puck to Oshie. McAvoy can't do nothing about it, and then he puts it right in the wheelhouse for Wilson, and he makes no mistake going far side, glove side, upstairs. Thank you very much.
Okay, so that's how important a stick is. Charlie McAvoy's a great player. He's a great defenseman in the NHL. Do we all agree? Do we all agree? Okay, the Capitals toyed with him in a playoff game because he didn't have a stick. Nothing makes a hockey player look more naked than not having a stick. Not even someone doing air guitar. First of all, if they're at the bar, they're confident. Second of all, they have like air guitar competitions and like who's the best at it. There is no hockey player without a stick competition. Okay, there is crashed ice, but most NHL ice surfaces do not go downhill. Although if you watch the Sabres this season, that might not be true. That was mean. That was unnecessary. You're right. Anyway, for Charlie McAvoy, that's a dang. Sticking with the Bruins, and sticking is a very appropriate word here. Here's Brad Marchand, being him.
There are going to be some seams, and in the back half of that, they found some seams and had some really good scoring opportunity there.
And Marchand's going to go to the box here.
Boston 63, minor penalty for roughing.
And there's that one guy again. If the referee consistently only takes one guy, players start to think, I don't want to be that one guy. And so you got to be really careful on the scrums here as Marchand is in at the net. Everyone's piling it away on him, kneeling on top of him, telling him how much they love him. And then eventually he's going to get up, and right there, the shot to the midsection of Dillon.
Welcome to Playoff Marchand. He will kick your goalie, albeit by accident. He will stick you in what might be your privates, and then he'll score the overtime winner. Brad Marchand is amazing to follow from a social media standpoint, because one video will show a fan accidentally got hit by a puck during warm-up, and Brad Marchand went, no, oh my goodness, and he'll sign a stick for them and make sure it's hand-delivered to them because they deserve it and he cares. And you're like, gosh, I know he's a rascal, but he's got a heart of gold. And then the game starts and the whistle blows for a stoppage in play, and he's like, all right, it's time to drink blood. And it is his post-game press conference like, yeah, you know, we were really gelling out there tonight. You know, we really had it going as a unit. And I'm just watching the TV like he's still got blood trickling down his face. It's not even his! Not sure where I was going with that, but surely it was a dang it at some point. And funny enough, Marchand's OT winner is also a dang it, but not because he scored it, because of the turnover that led to it.
Krejci keeps the puck alive in the Washington zone. Grzelcyk slides it across, score! Marchand wins it 39 seconds into overtime. The Bruins have tied the series at 1 game apiece.
What a pass by Matt Grzelcyk. We touched on him earlier in the game, and he makes a brilliant pass over to Brad Marchand. The turnover by Brendan Dillon, kept in at the line, I believe, by David Krejci. Watch how this play develops. Beautiful pass all the way over. No chance for Craig Anderson as he's moving from right to left. There's Dillon. There's the turnover. Krejci settles it, gets it to Grzelcyk. And then the one-timer by Marchand. And he almost jumps right over the boards into the locker room, and there's a bunch of happy humans on that Boston Bruin bench, Boosh.
You could see there was confusion, absolutely, Edzo, there between Dillon and Schultz as to who is going to get that lane. And because there was that confusion, that hesitation, that left Marchand wide open, and a beautiful pass by Grzelcyk. And again, look at the turnover here by Brendan Dillon. It's not a hard enough play. Krejci keeps it alive. The confusion, the lane opens up. A difficult save to make.
You see, if I know hockey players, forget the stick that Marchand gave him. That stung worse. It's overtime, the second straight overtime between these two teams, and there must be some sort of miscommunication at the bench because Dillon passes to a ghost. And unfortunately for him, the puck travels through the ghost and directly onto a Boston Bruins stick. Tic-tac-toe, Brad Marchand scores the overtime winner for the Bruins and jumps into Taylor Hall's arms before having a celebratory glass of blood. I'm not letting it go. But once again, this is Brendan Dillon's dang it. That's a dang it. And the last one from this series so far, Tom Wilson kindly informs Curtis Lazar that his shift is over.
Sean Corrali holds off Oshie. Now can't find the puck in time as Lazar's there. Oh, Lazar ends up into his own bench. Now it's Strong with a shot kicked out by Rask. Chara shoots. That's off the hand of McAvoy in front.
Rask holding the post, and when someone has 40, 50 pounds on you, it's hard to stay on your feet. As Carlo had to keep, look at the smile on Lazar's face coming back over the boards.
You know, props to him for just kind of rolling with it. You see the split-second hesitation. Okay, yep, no, that sucked. I'm good, though. I'm good. Don't put me out there, coach. Minimum 5, maximum 7 games between these two teams. Marchand versus Wilson, etc., etc. We haven't even mentioned that Chara is on the Capitals now. Oh, yeah, that series is a hat pick. But that, for Curtis Lazar, is a dang. Carolina versus Nashville. I'm not even going to tease what happens here. I just want you to witness it with your own 2 eyes.
Lorentz line has to stay on the ice, draws one back. Ekholm has it. A penalty coming up as the Hurricanes draw one. Brock McGinn back in the lineup, draws a penalty early.
They may call both. I think they're going to call McGinn for embellishment, which is a surprise to me. The trail official in the neutral zone, Kelly Sutherland.
Nashville penalty number 19, 2 minutes for interference. Carolina penalty number 23, 2 minutes for embellishment.
I can tell you, the end zone official, Garrett Rank, was only going to call interference. Sutherland, you can see, oh man, I just don't see that. The stick's right up in the midsection. Brock McGinn's reputation is certainly not one that he's going to try to help a call along, but it's the playoffs. You move on, and why not dip our toe in, Mike, with some 4-on-4? That's a baffling one.
A dive. A dive? A dive. Folks, is this a dive? No, it's not. It's... I like that. I like that from an officiating standpoint because, you know what? It's a playoff series. It's 4 to 7 games of just all-out warfare between two teams. And you got to establish a precedent early. You got to let both teams know what to expect. Is this going to be a high penalty series or are they going to let them play? And right here from the first minute, they're letting them know, hey, the plan is we're going to be terrible. That's right. Yeah, oh yeah. 4 to 7 games we're going to be terrible. You better get used to it. A dive, a dive, a dive. That's a dang it. And I want to end with a controversial one. This is interesting. I don't know if this is a dang it, so I want the comment section to decide. The Florida-Tampa series. This is an extremely tight one, at least through one game that I've seen so far. Not a lot of room for error. And there's been some chatter over the past couple days that hockey was so good that it's creating hockey fans. People are going to be tuning in for the first time, and they're going to watch it and love hockey forever now. Except the first goal of the game did not actually count.
Stamkos takes it against Barkov, and Alexander Barkov wins it back. Keith Yandel to Jonathan Huberdeau, slings it across. Spinorama from Bennett, he scores! They're going to wave it off. Bennett was there. They were jamming away in the crease, and let's hear the call from Dan O'Rourke.
There's no goal in the play. The goaltender was shoved into the crease, unable to play his position. No goal.
Well, we'll have to take a look at it, whether or not that is the case. Good cross-seam play here. Gets Vasilevsky moving, the initial shot. And I don't see it. I don't know. I mean, I'd have to take one more look at it to see if Bennett or Hornquist pushes Vasilevsky. Maybe you could make an argument to it. It certainly looks that way at real speed. But you see how Vasilevsky gets turned to his side? I think that's where Kyle Raymond thinks that perhaps Hornquist or Bennett, when pushing him, force Vasilevsky to change his position, which would allow the puck to go in the net. This might tell us a better story. Yes, you see Bennett's stick.
So producer Drew and I were talking about it. Is this a dang it? Producer Drew looks at this and he goes, how is this goaltender interference? And I look at it and I look at Sam Bennett pushing Andrei Vasilevsky's leg and I say, well, that's how it's interference. But it's also certainly not the most egregious one we've ever seen. And Oilers fans, don't worry, I already see you in the comments section. Ryan Kessler with the Ducks a few years ago. I know. That seems to be the gold standard of wait a sec. if this is a goal, then everything else is. So let me know, is that a dang it? Leave it in the comment box down below. But for now, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell your friends. You might have noticed we're on a bit of a different schedule. Dang its are now Tuesdays and hat picks are Thursdays.